Nicki Minaj unleashed a massive attack on Jay-Z during the Grammy Awards ceremony, making explosive accusations about his alleged involvement with minors. But what happened next was even more intense. Beyonce fired back at Nicki Minaj with an even stronger response, and her defense of Jay-Z is absolutely stunning. Let me break down what happened. The conflict over streaming royalties. On February 1st, 2026, while the Grammy Awards were taking place, Nicki Minaj took to X and unleashed a barrage of posts aimed at Jay-Z. Her online tirade stretched across multiple hours, beginning at approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Time and extending well into the early morning hours. The initial spark came from host Trevor Noah making a joke about her not attending the ceremony, connecting it to her recent public backing of Donald Trump. However, this wasn't where the conflict actually originated. The bad blood between Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z goes back to 2021, when Jay-Z sold the streaming service Tidal to Square in a deal valued between $297 million and $302 million. Nicki was one of 16 artists who'd been guaranteed a 3% ownership stake back in 2015 in exchange for promoting the streaming platform and releasing exclusive content through it.
Y'all, Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z. So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her 100 to 200 million so far.
The Tidal agreement was presented as a streaming platform owned by the artists themselves. Jay-Z relaunched the service in 2015 following his acquisition of Aspiro for $56 million. During a major press event held in New York, 16 artists were publicly announced as co-owners of the platform. The roster of artist owners featured Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Rihanna, Kanye West, Madonna, and J. Cole, among others. Each participating artist was allegedly given a 3% ownership share in return for providing exclusive content, actively promoting the platform, and helping to increase the subscriber base. Nicki fulfilled her obligations by making the Feeling Myself music video available exclusively on Tidal and became a vocal supporter of the streaming service. However, when Jay-Z finalized the sale of the platform in 2021, Nicki maintained she was only presented with a $1 million payout, which she turned down because she felt it was woefully inadequate compensation.
You know, he gave artists some ownership, including J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna. And then when he sold the company back in 2021, Nicki Minaj had always said that she felt like she wasn't paid out what she should have been paid out. She was only offered $1 million at the time.
Publications such as Variety reported that every artist owner walked away with roughly $8.9 million when the deal closed. Nicki challenged this version of events, insisting she was told the platform generated no profits at all. She characterized the $1 million offer as hush money designed to keep her quiet about what really happened. By July 2025, Nicki's financial demands had escalated to $200 million when factoring in what she called accrued interest. She described this amount as karmic debt that was owed to her. She connected the claim to her Dow Student of the Game initiative, vowing to allocate any settlement money toward paying off tuition costs and student loan debt for her fans. However, there's a contrasting perspective on this situation. Music industry executive Steve Stout contended that Nicki and other artists never actually possessed formal ownership shares because the necessary paperwork was never signed. He maintained that numerous artists, Nicki included, failed to finalize shareholder agreements, which would suggest the equity commitments were more about marketing and promotion than legally binding arrangements. Official records obtained from the UK's Companies House and US Securities and Exchange Commission filings revealed that Tidal's parent company was predominantly under Jay-Z's control. No clear documentation exists confirming distributed equity ownership among the participating artists. The corporate structure was designed to require minimal public disclosure, frequently utilizing Delaware-based entities that are well known for protecting privacy.
I have no idea about their business, but if someone owed me $200 million, then I would be in court, not on X, and I guarantee you if she ever took that to court, that would be a huge...
This observation from The Breakfast Club underscores an important reality. As of February 2026, Nicki has not filed any lawsuit despite her repeated threats to take legal action. Critics point to this absence of litigation as possible evidence that her claims lack merit. Nicki has consistently rejected the counterclaims suggesting she never signed the required documents, arguing that the 2015 public signing ceremony should serve as a valid agreement. She has accused Jay-Z and Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez Perez of blocking her access to information and disseminating false narratives about what artists actually earn from their investment. Other artists have experienced similar conflicts with the platform. Kanye West launched a lawsuit against Tidal in 2016 seeking $3 million for unpaid royalties and bonuses connected to his album The Life of Pablo, though that case was resolved through a private settlement with no public disclosure of terms. This pattern demonstrates that multiple artists have questioned whether Tidal honored its equity commitments. The Tidal money controversy became the cornerstone of Nicki's broader allegations against Jay-Z, paving the way for her claims of deliberate sabotage, her shift toward political advocacy, and her explosive Grammy night rant. The $200 million demand has remained at the center of her grievances, even as she has broadened her attacks to encompass other aspects of Jay-Z's power and influence. Jay-Z and Roc Nation have offered no public response to these allegations, choosing instead to remain completely silent throughout the entire controversy. This lack of engagement from their side has enabled Nicki's version of events to take over social media conversations, with fans vigorously debating whether her accusations hold water on platforms like X and Reddit. The Super Bowl's sabotage allegations. The financial dispute over Tidal equity was only the start of Nicki Minaj's charges leveled at Jay-Z. By 2024, her complaints had grown to include allegations of deliberate career interference, with the Super Bowl halftime show performer choice emerging as a critical point of conflict in their intensifying rivalry. In September 2024, the NFL revealed that Kendrick Lamar would be the headlining act for the Super Bowl halftime show taking place in New Orleans. This announcement sparked massive backlash and heated debate. Numerous fans and fellow artists had anticipated that Lil Wayne would get the opportunity to perform, considering his profound connection to the city. Nicki accused Jay-Z of making an ego-fueled and prejudiced choice by picking Kendrick Lamar instead of Lil Wayne, characterizing it as intentional sabotage targeting Southern hip-hop artists. Jay-Z holds the position of the NFL's live music entertainment strategist through his company Roc Nation, which grants him considerable sway over who gets selected for halftime show performances. Nicki alleged that he weaponized this authority to punish Lil Wayne as part of a personal grudge. She drew a comparison to Eminem's adamant demand to include 50 Cent in his 2022 halftime show, arguing that Jay-Z had the same capability to advocate for Wayne, but chose not to.
You know, she felt like Lil Wayne. She feels like Lil Wayne should have been the performer at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Well, what do you all think about this situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear your perspectives on whether Nicki's claims have merit, or if there's more to the story that we don't know about yet. Do you believe Jay-Z deliberately sabotaged her career, or is this a case of business dealings gone wrong? Also, what's your take on the Super Bowl controversy and the selection of Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne? Was that decision purely based on talent and marketability, or could there have been personal biases at play? These are complex issues with multiple sides to consider, and your opinions matter. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on future updates about this developing story and other breaking entertainment news. I'll be back with another video very soon covering the latest developments in this ongoing feud. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and keep the conversation going in the comments.